Hey, today is March the 12th. That's a Thursday and the third time I've recorded this. And my name is Tom Rigsby. Welcome to your Ready Core Daily Brief. On today's show, after bleeding, the next priority is simple. Can they breathe? But first, let's get you up to speed with the latest from your ISAT team and the Daily Sit Rep.
This is your AmCon Daily Sit Rep for March the 12th, 2026. Up first today, produce prices are expected to rise significantly nationwide. Agricultural experts warn that fresh produce costs could increase by up to 30% due to the ongoing conflict in Iran and disruptions in fuel and fertilizer supply chains, especially through the Strait of Hormuz. Growing your own vegetables at home is an effective way to mitigate these price hikes. Whether you have space for a large garden or just a few pots on a patio, now is the time to plan and start your garden to enjoy fresh produce through the summer. Turning to energy markets. 32 International Energy Agency member nations have approved the largest coordinated release of emergency oil reserves in history, releasing 400 million barrels to stabilize soaring oil prices caused by the U.S.-Iran conflict and attacks in the Strait of Hormuz. Although this move should temporarily ease fuel price volatility, supply chain sensitivities and regional disruptions remain concerns. Americans are advised to maintain reasonable fuel reserves, budget for price swings, and reduce discretionary fuel use where possible. In security news, the FBI has warned California law enforcement of a potential Iranian drone attack contingency. Intelligence suggests Iran may have considered launching kamikaze-style drone attacks from an offshore vessel targeting unspecified locations in California if U.S. military actions escalate. While specifics remain unclear, heightened law enforcement vigilance and preparedness measures are underway across the West Coast. The public is encouraged to monitor official alerts, maintain situational awareness, and avoid restricted zones near critical infrastructure and ports. Cybersecurity experts are also sounding the alarm on potential cyber attacks targeting U.S. critical infrastructure amid the ongoing conflict. Elevated risk exists for disruption of power grids, healthcare networks, and telecommunications providers. Organizations are urged to maintain updated cybersecurity practices and review incident response plans to mitigate operational impacts. Lastly, there is an increased threat of protests and civil unrest nationwide, especially linked to anti-ICE and anti-war demonstrations in major cities. Public situational awareness is essential. Avoid large crowds if possible, know your exits, and report any suspicious activity to authorities promptly. Looking at the weather, a strong Clipper-like system is bringing moderate to heavy snow across the upper Great Lakes region tonight, while widespread high winds are forecast from the northern Rockies to the upper Midwest. There is a critical fire weather risk for central and southern high plains due to gusty winds and low humidity. The Pacific Northwest will experience heavy coastal rain and mountain snow from an active atmospheric river pattern. Additionally, well above average temperatures will build across the western U.S. heading into the weekend. Residents in affected areas should monitor local forecasts for updates and exercise caution in high wind and fire risk zones. For events in the coming week, the Southeast Florida teams will host their monthly meetup on March 14th at Markham Park in Sunrise, FL, focusing on security and defense. If you're in the area, consider attending for information and networking opportunities. Members can access the American Contingency members-only site to get the full report and more in-depth analysis of today's stories, along with practical preparedness tips, training opportunities, and resources to help you, your family, and your neighborhood stay crisis ready.
When people picture emergencies, they often focus on dramatic injuries, but stabilization is built on three simple priorities: stop the bleeding, protect the airway, prevent further harm. Yesterday we talked about bleeding. Today we talk about the other two pillars, because breathing and safety come next. Airway means one thing: is air moving in and out. If someone is unconscious, check for breathing immediately. If they're breathing but unresponsive, position them on their side if possible to help keep the airway clear. If they're not breathing, call emergency services immediately and begin appropriate life-saving measures based on your level of training. You do not need advanced equipment to protect an airway. You need awareness and calmness. And now the third pillar: prevent further harm. Move away from traffic, turn off machinery, eliminate ongoing danger before focusing solely on the injury. You cannot stabilize someone effectively if the environment remains dangerous. Bleeding, airway, environment. Those three priorities form the backbone of essential level medical response. Stabilization is not about perfection. It's about preventing decline until higher care arrives. Minutes matter, but calm matters more. Today, review the 3 stabilization priorities out loud. Bleeding, airway, environment. Say them until they feel automatic. All right, tomorrow's is 5-Bullet Friday. Well, I'll get this out in a minute. We'll condense stabilization into 5 habits that turn hesitation into disciplined action. Thanks for listening to the Ready Core Daily Brief today and my many attempts to get it all out. If you're already a member, make sure. One more time. If you're already a member, make sure to check out today's resources on the members only platform or on your phone app. And if you're not a member yet, head over to readycore.net to join the network. Start building your resilience today. I'm Tom Rigsby. Stay alert, stay ready, and I'll try to keep it to one take tomorrow.